welcome in. It's time for another Final Fantasy XIV Roll Quest video. This time we're back on the tanks, 94 to 96. And this weirdo Tentonoa. Just the person I wanted to see. I'd like to ask your advice on a certain matter, if you don't mind. It's been a while since my last letter to Lozan Kui. I wanted to wait until I discovered something worth sharing to writer, but we're still completely in the dark. I don't want her to worry. I don't know what to tell her. Tell her you're in good spirits, that will suffice. Whatever you're right. Don't make her wait too long. Good advice as usual. I wish we had even a single thread to grasp, but an unexciting leather is better than none at all. Alright, I'll start right away. I may not have much time left. Oh, don't misunderstand, it's nothing so grave as that. It's just the last time I used the cradle was just before it was stolen. Luckily, I'm still as alert as I've ever been, but it won't be long until I must dream like any other. That will give Leofine free rein while I'm helpless in bed. There's no quarry more dangerous than one who doesn't sleep. We have to see this through before that happens. Master Dragon and Master Tentonoa, we receive reports that several groups of Temple Knights have fallen afoul of what could only be your stolen artifact. Several? Let me guess. They were all guarding someone else. You would be correct. It is the duty of a knight to protect those who cannot protect themselves. If we fail at even that most basic function, then our honor means nothing. As if the incident near Camp Dragonhead was not shameful enough, the knights in these most recent attacks were left in quite compromising positions. Excuse me? Oh, okay, they were out and about. That one's a... I'm gonna turn into... Oh, that's not good. Yet the weight of embarrassment is a trifle compared to the guilt we would bear if any innocent came to harm. Ah, freaking knows. The Fury was merciful in that respect, but we would rather not see these incidents repeat. Still, while the Temple Knights must work to repair their reputation in the days ahead, 'tis a far cry from bringing Ishgard crumbling to its knees. Truth be told, the methods of this passage of the Unbound leave me mystified. But Leofine was cunning, if nothing else. Till we can discern her true motivations, we have little recourse but to wait until she makes a mistake. Perhaps she gets her jollies seeing people humiliated? She may be testing the limits of the artifact. Like, the first one's really funny. Like, who gets her... Like, there are people that are like that. But I think we're going to go to this one. She may be testing the limits of the artifact's powers. Then you suggest she has greater purpose in mind for it. These incidents are simply a prelude? We cannot discount the theory. I admit we shall remain vigilant. Homeboy's not happy. There's no telling how much chaos she can sow if left unchecked. We have to do everything we can to get the cradle out of her clutches. Yeah. And to do that, we have to start asking the right questions. This new information makes me wonder, why did she focus her attention on the Temple Knights? I have pondered the same. Most of the Camp Dragonhead are knights from many houses of repute, including House Vortemps. Being a former Temple Knight herself, Leofine doubtless knows their habits and training. Perhaps this makes it easier for her to exploit their weakness. Then if we follow the knights, we may pick up her trail. It's not ideal, but it's the best we have to go on. Well, a large contingent of knights has but recently been dispatched to Corythus. You remember Gorgain Mills, yes? It has laid abandoned ever since the heretics were driven from it. Yet there is ever the risk that unsavory elements might infest it once again. Thus have the Temple Knights planned joint patrols on its premise with other contingents. If you speak with Sir Redwald of at Falcon's Nest, I'm certain he would be glad to have you along. So we're off to Falcon's Nest. I kind of like that place. It's a little cold and icy, but it's not too bad. It's that Master Dragon I see. Of course, you are welcome in Falcon's Nest. Yet I believe I do not know your companion here. There's some dude from Tural. He's here looking for some putting you guys to sleep. Indeed, whispers of the Temple Knight's humiliation has reached us even here. Falling asleep while on duty. I dare not believe the stories, but it seems there was truth in them after all. They fell asleep true, but it wasn't their fault. We suspect they fell victim to an enemy wielding a powerful artifact. Now, the rumors failed to mention anything like that. If it can lull even trained warriors to sleep, then we must treat it as a serious threat. Nevertheless, if one knight falls, another is always at the ready to take their place. So long as this artifact cannot put an entire regiment under its spell, I believe we're positioned to combat it. Interesting. The idea of your allies falling in battle doesn't seem to disturb you at all. Where I hail from, a single warrior is responsible for the safety of his entire village. Make no mistake, we do not doubt our allies' mettle, and we mourn every loss. Yet each man and woman here knows that if they must quit the battle, another sword just as fierce will take their place. To know that an ally is at your back, it would allow you to fight without abandon. Now you believe this Leofine might take interest in our activities at Gorgon Mills? Yes, the party has already left, accompanied by a group of Temple Knights. If your suspicions are correct, then they are at risk. I would ask you follow in their tracks and ensure they have not fallen victim to foul play. Meals can be found in the north, across the Black Iron Bridge. Parties should be arriving there soon, conditions permitting. We have to reach them before Leofine does. I have a Okay, I have a flying mount, dude. I can fly there. Because Falcon's Nest only has one teleport crystal. Like, I know where to go. I've gone to Gorgonsville so many times. Meals over here. Oh, you're not asleep. They are. We're too late. They're fast asleep. A red wall gave an impression there were more. These knights must have been the lookouts. We should awaken them. They keep your eyes peeled for Leofine. I'll rouse these ones, cast fire. Used to search the buildings yonder. Okay. I have a good idea on this building. I was looking for the dragons people here. Who the hell are yous? How'd you get past the guards? Uh-oh. Sounds like Leofine's already here. That is one heck of an upgrade. That is an awesome move. It's you. Thank the Fury you arrived when you did. Those thugs struck when our backs were turned. I assumed the Temple Knights were protecting the entrance, so I wasn't cautious as I should have been. Were they killed? Nah, they were just put to sleep. Don't worry about it, buddy. Sleeping? I've heard the stories, of course, but I didn't think they were true. Whoever is behind this, I'm sure they didn't count on you showing up. For now, we shall tend to our wounds and then finish our inspection here. Master Dragon, I ask that you join the knights outside and wait until we're finished. Oh. It's our friend. As I thought. Just when I was becoming bored, I sighted a familiar face among those slumbering knights. I simply had to come and make sure it was you. You've finally found the courage to show yourself. Hand over the cradle now, and I won't kill you. His sword's kind of cool, but I'm not big on it. What did they call you again? The Wide Eye? You must have had quite the journey to come this far. Looks like a whip when I pull it out. Be careful, Chaos Fire. This is our quarry. The thief who stole the cradle of sleeplessness. Sleepless. This is Leophine. Yeah, I already figured that out, dude. I mean, red hair, scar on her head, Elizin. That is your ally? You had to ask a child for help? Perhaps they seek to play with this toy of yours. Not a child, lady. Full-grown adult. I just happen to be short. If it's a child, I'd kick your butt. It matters not, I suppose. Before you both throw your lives away, I suggest you think for a moment. Is this the cause you fight for worth the sacrifice? So few of us know true freedom. If there is aught you would grasp for your own hands, do so before they wither and your eyes shut from the last time. The codes and rules that would bind men are mere illusions. Open your eyes, truly open them, and you shall see the path all your own. Only a fool would waste their life in the struggle of another. Lies! Quit spouting nonsense. Nonsense? Perhaps I am here because of another, after all. Apayahi, who came to me at the height of my debauchery and welcomed me into her devious brotherhood. She guided me to great power. Yes, now I lead others upon the unbound path. Yet the truth be told, I have little interest in seeing where it ends. To tear down the world's nation, Ishgard among them, and usher the world into, well, what does it matter? Yet I do derive great pleasure in shaming the temple knights, in seeing the snickers and jeers deflate their pompous stride as they walk down the streets. If this artifact can hasten their fall from grace, I believe I shall keep it. What the? Homeboy just went Super Saiyan. I know the path I walk, the one that leads to your downfall. I won't abandon it. I'll take the cradle back. And then I'll bonk, go to sleep. Wonder if it has effect on me. Oh dear, you seem to have lost your train of thought. I know you cannot hear me, but if you want your artifact back, I might suggest stealing it from you while I'm asleep. But considering the burden I've just passed to you, the opportunity may not come for some time yet. Why, I feel absolutely transcendent to think the shackles of fatigue weighed so heavily. Alas, it appears the artifact needs its own repose of sorts. No matter, I have learned more than enough to take my next step. See to it that this lot is disposed of. 'Tis the least I can do for the freedom that I have given you. Please, folks. At some point, you're gonna learn. Oh yeah, I got the power. Oh, geez, what happened to the three of you? Taking a nap, are you? I think I'm the boss. Oh, we better wake up Tentola. You're slapping real hard? Try as you might to rouse Tentanoa, he seems completely detached from the waking world. Oh, at least the knights woke up. I don't know, he just felt like he got put to sleep, and since he hadn't slept for a very long time, he might need a very big nap. It looks like you've saved us twice today. Thank you. We need to take him back to Ishgard. But what of him? Fast asleep, just as we were. Could this be what Sir Firmalbert warned us of in his report? Yeah, totally. It's a little artifact that puts people to sleep. I see, these stories are more than just wicked rumors. Suppose there is some comfort in the fact that our enemies tipped their hand without causing loss of life. While their drowsiness made my eyes heavy, my eyes could not mistake Leofine's arrogant voice. If she would not scruple to attack former comrade in arms, then she has fallen further than I dare imagine. Yet we bear the blame for allowing her to get the upper hand. In doing so, put innocent lives in danger. Another black mark on our order. So it's only thanks to you and your companion's effort that the snow was not stained red this day. At the very least, let us carry him to the congregation. Okay. Our work here is done, so we shall accompany them as far as Falcon's Nest. Chaosfire, please return to Ishgard and look after your friend. Forgotten Night. Well, glad to see you well, Master Dragon. I understand you come fresh from an encounter with none other than Leofine. Master Tentoo now rests on the second floor. We shall stay vigil by his side every moment until he opens his eyes again. We should not have long to wait, but if you wish to check on him, please do so at your leisure. There's another matter to discuss. Just before your departure to Gorgain Mills, it seemed there was another incident. A group of criminals were released from their cells, their guards found in a deep sleep. Doubtless Leofine was behind this. And doubtless the ruffians you clashed with were these self-same criminals. Leofine is gathering those who bear a grudge against the Temple Knights to her side, and using this animosity to her advantage. We know now for certain that Leofine is the mastermind of these attacks, that her aim is to chip away at the very foundation of the Temple Knights, our honor. When I shared these revelations with my superiors, 'twas decided that none would speak publicly of the artifact and its power. The passage of the Unbound seeks to overthrow the nations of the world. One obvious method is to achieve this goal would be to stoke the flames of unrest among common folk, thus sinking Ishgard into a mire of chaos and distress. Not unlike the blasphemies of the final day. So long as these creatures are placed squarely on the squarely on the shoulders of the Temple Knights, we can't avoid fomenting a more abiding mistrust in the nation's very core. For Ishgard's peace, I would gladly suffer any disgrace. The questions remain as to whether we can apprehend Leofine because she tears our reputation to tatters while Master Tentanoa slumbers. It falls on us to search for clues that might point to her whereabouts. Leofine remains elusive as ever. If she's in league with Ishgard's more unsavory elements, she could be hidden anywhere. We have only her cryptic statements to guide us. It seems that whatever her plan is, her actions thus far have been but a prelude to its climax. We can only hope that Tentanoa awakens before she emerges again. Yeah, she seemed a little hell-bent on destroying you guys, which, not too bad. Chaos Fire! There you are! Is it, Emmerich? Nope. It's, what's her name? His girlfriend. Loazan Kui. I'm so glad I found you. I was starting to think I was in the wrong city, but the narwhal guided me true. Oh, you must be the maiden Tentanoa mentioned. You hail from the same village, yes? I am Filmobert, the of the Temple Knights. 'Tis an honor to meet you. Ah, Tentoa wrote about you in his letters. I am Lozaniqui, and it's an honor, and the honor is all mine. Where's Tentoa? Is Tentoa with you? I haven't received a letter for him in some time, so I came here to check on him myself. Yeah, Leofine used the idol on him and he fell asleep. He went Super Saiyan before that. Hope you know anything about that. Yeah, he's on the second floor. Okay. You insufferable fool! What have I always told you about rushing ahead without thinking? Now you even have the gall to be sleeping when I arrive. You promised you'd write me. What was I supposed to do when the letters stopped coming? I was so worried. That does not look very comfortable. At least I can take some small comfort that he appears otherwise unharmed. I take it you are to thank for that, Chaosfire. Yeah, I had to save his butt. Is there any way to counteract the Cradle's influence? You told me you're the Shut-Eye. Let's do this one. Can one stay awake forever by sheer force of will? The answer is the same. Although we can deny ourselves food or drink, sleep is another matter. It will always find us in time. And to rouse oneself from a slumber this deep is an impossible task, even for someone like Tentoa. Do you know why Tentoa sleeps so soundly? The reports of other incidents indicated that those affected awoke in a matter of moments, yet Tentoa shows no sign of stirring. Well, I'm sorry, I can't say for certain. But I do know the stories of those who came before me. More than one shut-eye has fallen into his sleep much like this, one so absolute that they became deaf to the outside world. With no means to sustain their bodies, they would waste away if left alone. So our people found a mixture of herbs and other materials that helped usher the shut-eye back to the waking world. What could possibly be strong enough to bring someone back from this? We call it spring dew, and the secrets in its making are passed down through generation. Each drop acts as a ray of sunshine in the darkness of sleep, a beacon for the dreamer to follow. I carry some of the ingredients on my person, but the others must be gathered fresh. It won't be an easy task. I'm certain it will save Tentoa. I don't know their origin and names, but one of the flowers blooms a striking yellow, and grows only where the mountain's peak soars above the cloud. Being so close to the heavens, it drinks in the sunlight, and its petal cleanses the body and promotes wakefulness. In the churning mist blooms a yellow flowers called dandelion. In no other place in Eorzea can one be closer to touching the sun. Good. Next, we'll need the saliva of a beast we call morbles. The thicker it is, the better. The pungent odor can wake the dead. Oh gosh, we're not going to have to fight morbles, are we? Ah, I know them well. Morbles are not uncommon in sight in the Dravian hinterlands. A mature specimen should possess saliva with the desired effect. The prospect of gathering it, however, is an unenviable task. Once we have those two ingredients, mixing them with the rest should be a simple matter. Do you think you could procure them, Castfire? Leave it to me. I'll go get them. Oh, your confidence is reassuring. Some more saliva must be the fresher of the two. I ask you first climb into the heavens and pick dandelions for Tentoa. Alright. Good luck. Hey, don't be a jerk, dude. Alright. At the Four Arms. I have no clue where that is. Oh, it's out by Zenith. And it should tell me to go to... Oh, I know where we're at, in the Churning Mist. Yeah. Okay. This is where the Mughals live. And where, now I forgot his name. Hrisvalgar. This is where Hrisvalgar lives. We came up here when we fought the dragons. For some reason, I've never seen these out here before. And I've been through this area quite a bit. I think they're added stuff. The sun-drenched dandelions shine an almost golden yellow. Now for the much more gruesome task. Venture to the Dravian hinterlands and collect saliva from the mouth of a full-grown marble. Alright, for that one we gotta go to Idleshire. Yeah, nobody wants to collect nothing from a marble. Them things are nasty. Kona coffee. It's a Hawaiian coffee. It's actually pretty good. Marbles are on this side. Kicked their butt many times. There's a dungeon over here by where they're at. That's how I know where they're at. Because they always are in the way of the frickin' dungeon. See, marble. Oh look, great putrid marble. Yay! Jeez, I haven't even upgraded his gear. Take everything to Foundation, to Lozo and a key. Yeah. I still don't know why they name things like this. Just give me names I can say. Yo, Filbert, I'm back, and I didn't get drenched in marble snot like you said. Big chicken. What the heck is that? Pinnacle plus. I don't know what that is. Look at my quests. In the darkness, resist change. I have no clue what that is. I'm ready to start mixing the ingredients at once. That is, of course, assuming you've brought them with you. Is that the Astro location? I wonder if that's Astro related. These are difficult to acquire at the best of times, so I thank you for gathering them so quickly. I shall get started immediately. Maybe where you're from, here it's pretty easy. I just teleport around. We've done all we can. Now we wait for Tentoa to open his eyes. Can I slap him around a little bit? Will it help? Uh-oh. Are you sure that's the first thing you want him to see? Huh? Where am I? I hope you enjoyed your sleeping the days away, Tentoa. And I'm glad you're finally awake. Loza Kawi, what are you doing here? When the letter stopped, I got worried and decided to come find out what happened to you. Then Chaosar told me all that happened, and, well, we had to make a potion for you. I see, so Leofine wielded the cradle against me. And while I was tucked soundly in bed, Lozo and Kui came all this way. Curse my weakness. Just when we had her, just when I was needed the most, I felt. For 10 years I endured countless trials. When the time came, I couldn't even swing my damn weapon. It's not your fault, Tentoa. If anyone's to blame for what's happened, it's me. No, I won't hear it. I love you. I can't let you take this on you by yourself. As you may know, Leofine won our trust by posing as a scholar traveling the width and breadth of Tyrol. She expressed great interest in the cradle and our customs. I was so excited to meet an outsider that I answered every question. I told her that the Wide-Eye keeps the cradle with them at all times. Then she hatched her plans. She took me hostage to dry out Tentoa. While Lozaniki was sleeping, Leofine snuck into her chamber and held a blade to her throat. I had no choice but to give her what she wanted, the cradle of the sleepless. I put Lozaniki's life before the future of our people. It was at that moment I became unfit to be their guardian. Once we get the cradle back, I'll be forgiven. Lozawanakui is one of your people. Protecting her was your duty. Thank you, Chaosfire. You know just what to say. That was the only way to see a future where none of my people came to harm, especially Lozwanakui. Even without the cradle, you're still our guardian, my guardian. We'll find a way through this together. And about dang time. Seeing you in such high spirits lifts my own. Oh, and before I forget, you trounced Leofine's thugs while I was dreaming in the snow, didn't you? I owe you a debt I won't soon forget. Don't worry about it. I do it all the time. And I wager that debt will grow larger before we pry that treasure from Leofine's clutches. But whatever it takes, I won't stop until she answers for her crimes. So if Lozwanaki's here, if I go back to to y'all, is she not there anymore? Interesting thought. You know, while I was sleeping, I dreamed. I saw Loazwaniki and I as children. Nothing particularly interesting happened. We just whiled the days away, without a care in the world. I'd forgotten what it was like to dream. It was pleasant. I can remember wanting to stay there, to never open my eyes again. But of course, the moment I gave form to that thought, I opened them, and Loazwaniki was there. Even if we get the cradle back, will things return to the way they were? Will you go back to spending your life in dreams? I suppose so. It's my duty as a Shut-Eye, after all. Your duty, it was your duty too, that compelled you to come all the way here to Ishgard. But no more. What are you saying? I tried so hard to convince myself that you were glad spending so much time asleep, but being on the other side made me realize I was lying to myself all along. I don't want to return to a life where you and I are bound together, but always so far apart. I want to go back to those happy days when we were by each other's sides. I guess what I'm saying is, if there's a different path for for us, I want to find it, and I want to walk it with you. I was going to say it'd be pretty awkward if, you know, they got together and, you know, and if she was to get pregnant or something like that, and she's getting put back to sleep consistently. Like, how does that work? You know, but Tentanoa wants to start a family, so he's like, we're not going back to that lady. But not yet. First, we must claim the cradle. And when we have, we'll take our first steps towards the new future, I promise. Like, that would be a really awkward situation, you know? I must confess, I haven't felt the same since I woke up. I know I was in that bed for a while, but instead of feeling refreshed, my body feels weaker somehow. It's almost as if my very strength was sapped when the treasure was turned on me. I can't even grip my weapon properly. Perhaps the cradle has been sapping the ether of its targets all along. Leophine did remark that she felt invigorated. Maybe she took your vitality for herself. I think it's this one. I think we'll go with this one. About the ether. Then does that mean the cradle has powers we don't know about? Not exactly. It means that the cradle works differently than we thought. Its wielder might not pass on their fatigue. Rather, they absorb another's vigor. The end effect would be the same. The cradle's wielder can go on without sleep, and its victim loses the strength to even keep their eyes open. You never took more than what you needed, but my slumber was always light enough to awaken from. But if the treasure was used without restraint, if we've had this realization, it won't be long until Leophine does too. And then it will be too late. We have to root her out. But I mustn't rush ahead blindly, as though Zawanaque never tires of telling me. I nearly fell weak as a child right now. I feel nearly weak as a child right now. I must spend what precious time we have training to regain the strength Leophine stole from me. You have my word, I won't rest until I'm in top form again. I suggest that you do the same, if for not other reasons than to give me some stiff competition. You got it, dude. No problem. So, if we're sapping ether from the other person, and he was only he was only taking what he needed from her, the smallest amount required. But if we're taking, maybe that's why when he went Super Saiyan and then they sapped the strength out of him, why she felt even stronger. So that's my guess. I want to see. So since she's here, if we go to Tulial, is she here as well? Or is she gone from here? Because she left Tulial and she's over there, according to the story. So if we come over here, where... Okay, she was right here. No. This one's... let's see, who's a cat girl? Magic. And... this one's... No, this one's magic. Cat girl is aiming. Neopene is what was he? He was healing. And Shashrepa is melee. So yeah, she's not here. I just wanted to like double check it, but because that would be like super funny if she was still here and in Ishgard at the same time. But she's not. But anyway, I'm lost in thought. But thanks for coming along. You know, this has been really fun. This is the 94 to 96 of the tank quests. We got one more set of the role quests for the tanks. At least I'm thinking it's 98 to 100. I don't know what the 100 is going to look like. Like, this might change because I've found out some startling information. But thanks for coming along. This is the third of our 94 to 96 range. The next two getting up there might take a little bit of time because it took me a while to get them up. So, yeah. But thanks for coming along, and we'll see you in the next one.